Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
Abuja for native PENDREAM TV. So now first time I met us be me subscribe button so now click the notification bell icon so. Comment section when I do adventure about but more than I like and I share my day in my Akufo-Addo and Kyei. Yes, I can news be a day to judge. When I come on INT and some my news.
Mami ko Ivan Kyei innocent ho. Ivan akwaba.
Last come just so.
Na boko dey.
Ivan
Ghana to say.
Oh, I think so far so good. New government in place. The expectations of Ghanaians are a lot. Government is trying to put itself into a shape a bit to me to deliver on the mandate that has been given to the government. So I think in that particular process in Ayewuma training, one who said various vetting across our parliament and President Sugusu appointment, you've seen a lot of backlash reaction from people. It's a whole lot. So Alaska, I think there are a lot to talk about in this particular way. But Ghana there, clearly you see, we only hope certain things will get better. There be a say you constitute government, individuals in individual from different background with different orientation, a whole lot. Or be coming on board or something. The whole essence of it is to serve and deliver. Nema a man for air share. But when your opportunity to be in that circle, it doesn't mean say maybe school or call now we are the best. Another community you come from, when you fit. There be a Mekasa who offended the president. If you have Flaster has a Akufo-Addo Nchemoda, and Nimuho. So I should say clearly.
Now one for fam.
Yes, I make one or come was Alaska anti we have fans a hotosoni GDA and a nipadia mount and we work in that particular regard. And I seen him there and tobacco for team. But at the back governance, it pushes everybody away from you is when you think you know it all.
Okay.
Like the Obiabe can be in some Hunumao. Ona, you are in charge. You have absolute power and you can do whatever that you intend doing. And so what you chroma, they are quite Akufo-Addo from ASADna. Arrogance of power. He felt so entrenched.
Sorry, Chiame.
He felt so entrenched, all powerful. And Mrs. Sa mentality, no, you the tenocracy de hene. Yamfa democracy. Yes, you and no one another call corner moo yen or more there and what is why upper crab water 30 hours. But Alaska, when it comes to a democracy where people have lined up, every 2 million showers are committed the entire country in their showers are on Saka. And so would they. Your friends say, I dear friend, respect to what kind of saying.
I was already
Obu, Emanipa. Now, so Obi can't some kind of one in the yard. You are value your mind to whatever the person is saying. Now, what's here? Because some of these criticisms, no crab, were to shape in a dear warrior and a boy made a teacher of mine. But unfortunately for him, no, they decided to veer off and created a certain narrow realm beer, now more pretty, and no motify Ghana from whatever we were saying, you know, Alaska is some who be more. And I'm saying, sir, the outcome of the 2024 elections, the the humiliation of Akufo-Addo buying so far, the criticism from even his own party, the course no. Should be a guiding principle for those in this particular government.
Right.
Abba, say, Akufo-Addo nye we time no be time no. Akufo-Addo amajo wife, amajo mpana. And yes, I war team pobiti tiano. But because of mandate no nya ne mana brabo the boy and a man edru some point he became the enemy of the state.
Exactly. Somebody
who is supposed to be the president. The enormous executive power at some point in time he became an enemy of the state. And Obia was want him out. What I say? And he chose 2 minutes winya. They would be and a bachelor. You see, baby, I be doing the expectations are very high.
Sure.
Obia pese a buying or baby bibi. There are those seeking appointment. Obia when your appointment that he's done with the government. Obia expectation be open and sanka he's done with this government. So every government will break her. It breaks from within. It doesn't break from outside. So people around Nankasa would know the day. You have a lot of people after one month, they will break away from the government.
That's right.
When you share that kind of attitude. So, you should know, say, a responsibility and a down there to council. Especially if you sit down now here Ghana, the economic circles, now have a be on minor titia pansama babe drew now beside who say na dear crana ye babe ye to recover this particular defense economy. Alaska a ma we fee say debt suspension aye ni nyina no next year my catch us 2026 we are resuming your obligation to external creditors.
Sure.
As can you push kwa animu no ma we fee say e be shat ya tuya oko the bond market over $13 billion ye only to those in the commercial space, you know. Yes, that negotiation you put to kwa animu no Alaska and also the whole can ye and I know chi what be say there na ye ba ya mprempre ya ye de ye beji ye ho free that your friend say junk rating status na ye from credible agencies like Moody's, Fitch, S&P no as for no. How are we going to do all these things be able to investor confidence back? Ghana for over the years omudo musika bo aban bosia because bito treasure bill aban no abodo bosia and several other investment portfolios are available local people no do musika ko wuram no. Alaska, for the first time in the history of this country under Akufo-Addo, that particular DD Pina course, no, a man for musica, my choice or musica, government wake up a day and say, we can pay, and see a pushy anymore. The kind of economic hardship, as for that brand Ghana for so. So now we are not against the debts, Ghana, a dire swat. Now we say, a dear Ben, ye be differently to ensure, say, ye bet me at tilted the scale, Sabaya Ghana confidence never back beam. Because as long as the economy, no, remaining in the trenches, no, Ghana for will never feel anything better.
Exactly.
And we must do everything to ensure, say, Alaska, the economy will come back again. So, see, I'm not say your currency a depreciate every blessed day. And near me say the go to stop the rate at which I depreciate, you know. Meno ye ni Unim said the only way to stop this your friends saying depreciation it has to do with say be na ye create manufacturing hubs and nema ye import no ye be create on our own say the money will stay here but anyasa $1 kaka na be no we are virtually importing everything from fish to our cocoa to the more. How can we live in this country and spend over $500 million to import rice from Thailand, from China, from Vietnam? These places, you know, your land that have quite papa chain or more. You bet me some of these things. So as long as you continue to do all these things in Alaska, the economy cannot be stable, your currency cannot be stable because we need back in BR. So sa nema when you na ya sudi that new government. So now we your friend is saying appointee, you know, say this is the challenge ahead. Because I say the expectations of Ghanaians, you know, assessor. There are a lot of people they don't care whether Akufo-Addo has messed things up or not. On my culture, you've come and fix it. There is no time to complain. So you have no excuse at this time to fail the people of this country. And until I subscribe to that particular call from President Mahama, our catching a point in, they say Ghana for cannot tolerate that kind of disrespect.
That's right.
Ghana for cannot tolerate your friends and failure. Those unwitty justifications very often we throw in our wake. Oh, because of this, you know, people will not accept those things. Now power has been given to you. Let us make sure that we do what we can to ensure, say, and neema beye ama adeba kwa over the years, yes, lusu a trust. Ghana for war, the enterprise called governance. Now no me catch us Burkina president Ghana for a budget so.
That's right.
It shows that people are losing hope in democracy. Then because normal democracy na say prioritizing your welfare and making sure that institutions will be robust, state institutions will be effective and they will work, you know. At some point in time, now the entire country was being run at the behest of some individuals in power. We institutional head now message when I say what you know they can easily boot you out. Example Domlivo. Shekwanya Martin do fast or resign here. New special prosecutor Obaye at some point in time, look at how media people were being hounded in as a forum. And do you think this thing was a democracy?
No.
That is what the last time I told you said. You don't not Ponzi scheme and I democracy. And I imposed some fund. Now let's get democracy by now who say president that's sorry to miss anybody at any point in time. Nipana anya kokodo da semna kokko to challenge that particular thing no. Chief Justice say we too kwan your friends and date in my date beba e be di asem na nipa no go into retirement. Then now your foolish case in as for them. In a democracy things don't work like that. You understand? So that trust na Ghana for any our democracy no. How are these new crop of leaders abai apart from say you build the economy in as for to sustain that particular trust by making sure that institutions of state once again become robust again. Because your democracy, the foundation has to do with state institutions.
That's right.
Obama and that's someone over catch it, no. Say institutions ineffective. We are done because we wake up and individuals will be dictating the pace for us. People will begin to steal and they'll get away with it. Now, Alaska, do you think that your robust institution are very effective? Now, only their oya. And Sisila da Pabet Menya Kukodro, I walk it to police station. I can report to say me $1 million. Ayera. Police in your serious are only the oil. They no see ya na watching. Because $1 million, unya no he.
Because unya diabolo,
Alaska, in a serious, you have said democratic dispensation institutions, they're very effective, no? The very moment you walk to a police station and tell them, say, $1 million, you real through there, you should be arrested. Because you are subject of criminal inquiry.
That's right.
But the police almost no munim the omo yentino, omo di achire kwache made no. Embom di omo court. Ama court so etenance asebo so odi until a journalist breaking the issue the maya. So Alaska, it tells you how hollow institutions have become in this country under the last 8 years. And we need to rebuild that confidence and bring back Ghanaians' hope in that particular thing. Because enterprise of governance is holding na dey ba kwen mani gina da bia me ka kire o trust and confidence people have in that thing.
Exactly.
Say aban o ha anya police for no soldier for na bo ho ban yo.
Nipa.
Ga timamu for na bo ho ban, and they do so through the trust and the confidence they have. And intina some of the Asian country in recent times who say omoye demonstration upon demonstration where government about that say every day people are on the street protesting. You can't survive what I say. So doing all these things now we are appointing now Sanyama way in Alaska. I'm sure say it will guide you, but unfortunately in our part of the world, no say nipanya to me the appreciation concept of power everything in answer. I can't just say black man nyanya to me or no, the old jeans or the bay on or the yo, or Chirawa who say on the do so.
That's right.
And then Bamena to me, and see maybe Chirawa. That mentality ninya kick in pet, we are done. Because you may be a leader, you may be a minister, but Ebiana, you may be limited in certain respect. You need to fall back or rely on other, because my culture says governance is a collective enterprise where you enlist obia to build whatever that you want as way as ye kwayenim. And this yentimi hu sa niema we nyina na ebeye business as usual. Ye na yaba yenso aduru yenso na eba beye we ya. Trust me, the government will not survive. Okay. Because in the past, now man for any inside new politics achieve to this level, but and the free flow of information, are making it so easy. Obi oha on see school damuda, but I wouldn't know all car politics at Chirawa. We show. Do you know why?
That's right.
Because this social media platforms hereby has come with its own form of enlightenment. Educating people to understand politics. And yet 1990 politics BM and yet 2000 and then yet 2010 BM and everything has changed. Ghana for say they know what to expect from their government. They know what to expect from their leaders. They know say they are not just citizens keke, but Alaska, they are stakeholders in the enterprise called governance. Almost they have a stake, a campaign and could be shareholders.
That's right.
And at any point in time, man will kick in, and then so people are gradually disconnected from this excessive emotional partisan politics where made them a party near and some yes
PDC 4 times
yes. So when was the last time who said I'm for a protest because somebody has been arrested?
No, this time.
What I said now, because you can't go and mess up and expect people to tune in. No, that can't happen. So these are some of the things that we need to do, and cautioning people out there say, I think that message must also go down to those in government. And Alaska, another one has to do with like this aura by
that's right.
Well, what's bastardization so amount for dabbing it's say illegal, and I say for I don't know when a committee or receiving information from people our pass it to appropriate your friends saying institutions are more power to prosecute and be illegal. That's how the kind of resistance that are going to come in the future, but the government should be prepared. Say, on my way, people cannot come and steal and get away with it.
That's
right. Come on, culture say, oh, your mind now also weakness, also mercy. You are done. Now, no, me cite examples of South Korea. President Namabonte, KG, no, the whole sitting president was arrested, and he was, a friend is saying, were investigators. I interviewed for several hours. Man, for a hope say Neman Koya, he will go to court and face prosecution. This is a certain precedent. And in the past, we've seen a lot of high-ranking government officials in the South Korean government. The Samsung head a group of companies, Papano Nebano, and the former president. They all saw the inside of a jail. The Brazilian president passed. Ecuador. These are, you see, deterrents. Aya wo establish ma manfo hu say akasefo kure kwa kodama na wo akwa ketwa de obeden what I say. So I think say we need to change the political narrative, the rules of engagement, everything need to change. It cannot be aduru so aduru me baby me baby. No, that particular mantra will not be tolerated, it will not be accepted. We need to know say we have a country to build. The Ghanaian dream is possible, but a better possible enye nyankopon na baba chechire ba ka to se nyankopon chechire oman. What the horror adwene se nyankopon chechire oman se bia se na adwene mu ha kakra
adwene ye dey
emu ha nyankopon chechire oman nipa e na chechire oman nyame de tumi ni nim de na mayen. It is up to us to collaborate na ye hu se you better bring it the best out of us to build whatever that we want to, and then like I said, building the Ghana we want. And building that we want, it will take that collective mind for us to do so. And I think that the government should be guided. Say, Sana Ghana for pay. Until we appoint you, you sit in line, you make sure that you focus on the mandate and deliver on that particular mandate. You veer off, you become a rogue government, and Ghanaians will go after you. Free SHS data. And I think the raising the eyebrow has to do with the numbers. President Nankasa in his last address. Okotogu Parliament.
That's right.
The following day, then the actual figures started coming up. And clearly, I should say, President, the disinformation and the misinformation campaign what them for 8 good years, and one and all twice. Because Alaska, the culture said these people are just interested in the political narrative. But the actuals now who say, Sebi, this is really the situation on the ground, or more detached from reality.
That's right.
So they were living in a certain utopian world that highly disconnected.
I know. No. I said they are close to growing.
We are seeing a team. No, they were living in a different world, though. I didn't think I would count someone now buying on one. And you see, free SHS policy and implementation, the challenges and answer for the buying. I understand a holistic review. Are not just reviewing the numbers, keke.
Holistic review.
Data and answer for me. I just want us to retool the whole structure. Now, our priorities, what we want to do. I am part of those who argue, say, and you'll be acquiring here free SHS or Chrome how. There are people who can pay and even pay for others. So how do we segregate these individuals? Now, Abeka core individuals now, they cannot on their own do. Because as a country, Alaska, even in the more advanced countries where the economy is stable, they have a way of dealing with some of these things. But on my end, as a year stretch, I didn't need a free as I could do tertiary because that is the promise President Mahama also made.
That's right.
So I know the day, if we are not careful, we are going to concentrate this whole thing one. And I don't say because structurally, the academic system our problems are to the extent say the quality of student I produce questionable. I just said there are basic things that we need to do. Address it to target quality at the early stage. We are jumping over. Again, Alaska, we are still a PC. We see countries are in a competition. Because there is this science advances in technology and as a form of countries are advancing. How are we even looking at our your curriculum? The last time I was telling you, Obi at the computer they see at the kindergarten. Oh, Obajina board so draw bebe and the control fee. You can compare the two. And the area of culture say there is a gap between academia and job market. Whose job is to bridge that particular gap? People come out of the university and say at the job market, you cannot use them. So how do we bridge these things? Because the whole essence of education is to produce workforce. You can easily integrate into the job space.
The job market.
What I said, no. So this disconnection is there. Education, training, the quality of tuition, Alaska, Anna, and Yamana de Chrom on because we are see advances here. What we your research, I'm for them or you go to our universities and go and look at the researches that we do. Now, besides that, the impact Ben on the growth of this economy.
FM 92.3.
Nothing. If you go to other jurisdictions, even the military technology, for more or more investment in as for alcohol, and then some of them become decommissioner. Then they commercialize it, and then we have it here. We use them. These are investment amount for over the years. Maybe someone say education. What are the new things I focus on to come on stream? In the next 5-10 years, Alaska, Ghana educations over the years, these are some of the new way I associate with the I think that the focus must stretch beyond just the numbers, because you could look at Akufo-Addo numbers or present here now. I don't know quite trivial narrow politics.
Okay, all right.
But the problems stretch beyond that particular thing. So yes, we can look at the numbers, but let us also look at the holistic problems now confront the educational system in this country that has to do with the training your friends say your curriculum then as a form how first redefining na enquire too poor and produce. I know the whole concept of education about your paper chase. People studying in the night, weekends, and then as a form among 40 a 5 o'clock no your class. We are interested in the certificate, but the impact, we don't feel it. It's the reason why I am Basao. You go some places, Obi or Habakacha, my real law school, me crab masters, me or Kasasa Kranekasa. Why? Because education, any impact be what has happened American. Because reading something, chewing and poor and producing, the modern exams in Alaska, education must focus on human development. Medabian Americano. And because our school was 2 times winya Jumanya. When I can't see a school per Jumaya.
No.
We go to school for self-development. A Jumano bar, it will enhance your capacity and your potential to do that thing easily. School is not to give you a job. It's to enhance your capacity, help you become in your dealings with him and then as a forum. So when you have it, anywhere be a do besibiano with me ye. But a mindset now. Education by said because a breakthrough for other countries. The innovation in Yama Kosunin I am for him DNA. Tenas or Martinas I deep research over the years.
I'm for intellectual property.
Yes, AI one day starting somewhere in the 80s.
That's right.
Sanet yen I grew I evolve besin then Abedru yes I perfecting. Na idea theater and be a man for choir. Na ye enjoy yen to be. What are we doing? I think say Obeka us Africans make ya ba nipo muti a bopa a blacks.
Oh sure.
Say unya black awanya environment also be dia. Honorable say yes nimdia our black people. But Alaska, the facilities, the faculties that we need to institute to ensure that we streamline these things, we don't have them. So I know the day we end up wasting the human resource that we have. But on mind be my culture say on mind be a betum pombia, you need to focus on your human resources. Human potential.
Sure.
Because and then I had a teacher of mine say your natural resources. Then I need to go diamond, but say I nyansa and kanhua kwabrane baba beje. Now that could develop in the mind. And that is exactly what is playing on. Your gold. Gold need we benefit. Now no your lithium. Kwabrania baba je ko my 5%. Now we nyansa and kabesa. Your oil no. Kwabrania baba je my 17%. It shows that ye nim nyansa. Education is not impacting. I don't know only gold or only diamond. By now say only nyansa na ya or nyansa na baba je ko.
American to oil, but oil reserves almost power crap.
That is the problem.
For 100 years. We
don't. Sorry. No problem.
But we know here. And enye say a kana o body na no matie film na omo e kano o mati cost of bibie film profit no mbenya no eno mu ne yesa ma mu 5 ne 70% no na say ye mobo ankasa Wow. Are you serious?
Na ahemfo ko no mo bon twene no mo sa because no so benya royalty. But they don't care about the vast majority of young people.
I'm where they.
Omu di asa cause benya royalty. Say the Vietnam say for Alaska ho and sometimes what you now for do arms now to say amanfo na me we na me say na ekosi dan. Ye nyina na yete hai. We need to look at education again.
Right.
Now you redefine everything. Now you linking to human development.
And still to encourage
needs,
right,
and reflecting the current aspirations and the welfare of we the people here. We cannot be raw material. Among for babies, as I wouldn't be apart from say abrofno hunyansa I raw material in the corner. Now they are importing the human potential as well.
That's right. Utu said American lotteries.
American lottery, no, they will screen you on who say sabi typhoid bibi kura who ya den to say we ya kwa edu si betimi adot to say we na wetin ya adwuma, then they will take you away. So another day, yes, Alaska on fa homa meto kon. But you, because you can't live
slave move pro max.
Alaska because when be one thing about living abroad, they say America, other countries, you know, right. You can't live in America and say 1 week in the Minkwajuma.
No.
I just say be a what take leave not pay we are mutiaka. You can't live there and say 1 week in Minkwajuma. $1 so now what say? What I say?
That's right.
That rest in me ho. You know woman on Alaska, the life they are going through in as for any mo.
And today be your credit card.
System, that is how a debt inspired economy.
That's right.
Or be or minum be at the cat. So you need to work to defray it. What I say? Now when we have all these things here, and I'm saying greed aji abosuntino. Nipa nu ono de obenya na ene de. And some of these things people come and we prioritize it, and over the years, for the past how many years after independence, we are still here. And Ghana for this and Kayete na invite a man for on Bayer Juma Mayen. But then Ghana from Krama you have sorrow no cook wait. Or so I need actually sign or the Omo H Ghana nearby you are. H horror Arab would need dying. Who's Araho? Who's also crafting? This is a country.
I don't know for some missing film by
Alaska. This is a country. We have everything. Young people are supposed to stay here, work for this country, and make sure that they earn a decent living. But anyasa come on by ya MP no order be weba. Just they are living like kings and lords to the detriment of the vast majority who fought for power. That is a sick mentality that we need to change in this country. So education me mfaso bia masomai until we retool this whole thing. Eya ba obi akosia brofoka, obi akosia na manya we na de kakra na yakosia no. Uba radio so na ye fa say issue ba na ye kan about law. 3 persons no moto obi aso a lawyer. Different arguments na nsem hunu na say there is no closure.
The true stance is my brother Africa no you schools by your new education.
No. Say na make a paper chase. We are chasing certificate because that is what we prioritize. And as to whether say any impact or what dream and say when you dream nobody cares. And a yen you to a friend namu. Now Alaska education will impact our Ghana so anke what has happened Americano?
Because nana domu nyina mu go school.
And some of the decision now basa. So I think we need to pause too much of this politics. And that. I think free SHS problem now it's not just about reviewing numbers and Akufo-Addo no, the whole thing we need to look at it again.
Ivan, for a year of watching by some few minutes, being judged honorable.
Yeah, Alaska. I think Obuasi issue. A year idea ba kwa ask fem I will ho. And so what's your mind when be drew a point? Not for whatever be the reason. Soldier for a giant to good civilians, so in the manner that we saw, Ewo, your Obuasina, it take you back to somewhere your friends 12th century. Because in a modern world, you can't see this thing anywhere. No civilized dispensation of who's anima webi. Alaska, as some Babontin, Obia Canada, yes, people are right, Obia entitled to. And me, I have condemned in no uncertain terms
emrantie no say omukọ Anglo Gold for so omukọ akọpẹ adwuma ya. They had no right to intrude on private property.
Exactly.
There are several ways they could have gone about it. What are seven American? But to go to a private property, whether so begi and say and yet allowed anywhere. But Alaska, say omo that from so ye mistake. There is no way that particular thing would justify the horror and the barbarism we saw. Tuono mudi kunkra na normal gano eye G3 ye de bow na ho bie. Some of the videos you bow between and adrian atia peti.
Me show up to date me show.
And this is something people sit on social media and justify say no mo ko hokoye then Alaska. Soldier for the last time we Makati ba ha na o about the use of proportionate force.
Exactly.
Yeah, the humanitarian way, military way no okwa war. Those things are there. The extent to which I bet me use force and na say for no. Alaska. Those are not the things that we saw. And again, now me for military we have saying say yes a friend agree kwasi on a spokesperson.
Yeah,
on and some Rubio the statement about
so what done for no.
Alaska. Or trust statement tin or the Bible tin or can say the guys that went there no were armed to the teeth. They were holding pump action. A be a machete guns and as for that is nice. We will believe that. But Alaska in the same statement, you know, omukun krofonu ye no, unim name mo recover eh. Your friends ammunitions, you know, cartridges are we no shame no. That is the only thing they could recover. Enti mame no nye scenario. Yaba me na ye hoodlums ne kura tuo na ye soldier for exchange. So we soldier ni na wo shoot a ube shootu nipa or armed meboa.
That's right.
When you kill the person will drop his gun. And it's a uku nipa 9 guns are supposed to drop if indeed they were holding guns.
That's right.
So in your report you will not only recover cartridges, you will recover a gun.
Yes.
This is an absolute nonsense.
You see these people no majority na are criminals. Because obi a criminal no akwa soldier it doesn't change anything.
Alaska winnim nyansa me awo a statement who issue now odwene ho a
me won't let an open say no a hunter
yes.
a kata nyansa so
and they are seeking they are seeking to justify this horror.
So they are to protect you.
Protecting who? From who? Citizens. Why nobody was wielding a gun. And I said it's something I would debate any day. Because one of the guys are not more front line and okay. Or say at some point they even knelt down. Yes. Alaska.
Almost surrender.
Surrender. Now Alaska even
surrender yes somebody too.
So you near we train no. Now say even OBA you force now the first option isn't to shoot the person. Me Alaska. Your friend saying I've studied medicine. I've studied human anatomy and physiology. Meaning nipa parts ya obo a obewu. Ene ya nipa part a obo a wu. Meboa. Now say obe fatu abo nipa na adwen mu. It means automatically you want to kill the person.
They were not trapped willingly. And omuko ho say omuko pe omanu had.
Anyway,
about 10 anajo ene ye say ekosoro ho no me akwakope ya no aduane edi enti ekoye no yekuta ye chisel ene ye hama ne de koye enti ewula inside wo no ekwan de uka kwan de mu kese enti ewula ka kwan no afre na ye kɔ bebi aya amena na ye de chisel ne hama no ye de tutu no afre ne ye kɔ enti ye kodu ka kwan ne mu say na ena soja fo ne bae enti soja fo ne bebeduru on e mu fa ke distance ya approach soja so ne ne ye so e ma speed enti ye mpei fo mu di anim no bia bukoto je say ya no bia bukoto bi ena obi apagya ne sasai enti ye mu a ye mu di anim ne de soja fo ne spray ye mu na ye machine gun no mu use o enye say one shot ne ye mu e straight gun straight gig ne mu ko mafo so e ba sa no ye na ye dwane what you say do no so ye fa wule mu no e so enti ye wule mu say na ye dwane say no bido nyankopon still soja fo ne fire enye say obi ko ye say ya na bullet na soja fo ne fire without no reason ye nye hwe ye say bia
Alaska.
So
that is the horror. And yes, now we have civilians were fleeing the scene. So the near bunkotoge agejino e boni to wenachi. Commission by no, they gave us absolute nonsense. Then the whole thing died. We have dampering in crew for. Oh, your friend say, That's
right.
A branch of coaching in the demo on a panel.
Dampare himself eloke omoyonko police ni yese fe no onyame oye oko police training school ha o training amanfo yese ona na oye behind this saying armored vehicle attack.
That's right. I will add the dempo.
Ya chi nipa too police for mpanim for dem kwase ahomache police for na yi om koku omo. Till date nobody and atimi I investigate and the report about bonten.
Na ya uni kuromu ha ana MPP ba bonten ba so yi kumrantie bi wo Asante Mantam later on be catch omo ya armed robbery.
Yes.
And almost send a tour anyway Google investigation.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Because Assam Ba, do you know over the year, do you know what they do? They allow the police. That was why the last time my catchers I disagree with President Mahama asking the IGP to lead any investigation. Because the IGP himself should be a subject of criminal inquiry. The police cannot investigate itself. As I was saying, they wouldn't report in the buy. They set up a committee now your friend say High Court judge and another
that's right.
Or no won't mean boom fan so and no answer about that this is how no one yakrom for in the end they went there and compensated them.
And na tuo na Ashanti Regional Police Commander omudi gugu krofo no.
Yes.
Sa tuo no omudi
planting. Yes. So for a trained police officer to conceive such a diabolic thing, I work with the no. Or sign a frame no up no Alaska say how the kind of danger you and I are in. You see, we all respect military officers. Yenuanom ya soldier for, ye namfo ya soldier for, ye brother nom ne yenuanom ketwa enum ya soldier for. We respect them and some are very disciplined. But in recent times, Alaska, there are some criminals omonya kwan be wura dinima. In the last 8 years, and you
right.
So you need to make body patuo, and it ends there. No investigation, absolutely nothing. I'm sure that this one, no, President Mahama should not let it hang, because you see, Nema never one at the end of the day, Ghana for the budget, no. Wenum can who be you?
That's right.
If you are going to let it slide and nothing happens, then it will be on your friends report card.
May I say that was Ivan Kyei Innocence, very powerful one.
Yeah, dear Kasai Ebeti here. Subscribe to channel no. There are going to comment section like na share Jumadi and ma afofro ensa enkabi. Macrow, you be share in the next video.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.